Hey, it's Will from Your Career Mastery, and today we're going to be talking about how you can actually get the most value from using recruiters through a job application process. So if you're currently looking for a new job, or you're going to be looking for a new job soon, you're thinking about getting back into the job market, you're definitely going to want to leverage recruiters as part of that process. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of my best tips for getting the most value out of working with a recruiter. So tip number one is all about leveraging as many recruiters as possible. So different recruiters will have their own network of employers that they work with, and different recruiters might actually specialize in different industries. For example, some recruiters might specialize in working with tech companies, some might specialize in working with marketing, some with finance, some recruiters might specialize in recruiting for sales type roles. So it's really important that you work with a recruiter that's going to be specialized for your industry if possible. But I found from my experience, it's great to get in touch with as many recruiters as possible to get as many lines out there, to get as many irons in the fire to start lining you up with great opportunities and with job interviews. So that's tip number one, is not to put all your eggs in one basket working with one recruiter, but to work with a number of recruiters to increase your chances of landing that dream job as quickly as possible. Tip number two is to follow up with your recruiter and make sure that you keep them accountable. So it's very easy to fall into the trap of working with a recruiter. They might be really enthusiastic up front. They might want to meet with you, learn more about your professional history and about your resume and things like that. You might have a few job interviews that come off the back of working with that recruiter quite early, but it's really important that you hold them accountable and you keep following up with them. They don't necessarily work for you. They get paid oftentimes on commission when they land people in jobs. So it's really important to remember that a recruiter's main priority that they're looking out for themselves is that they're trying to get people in role. They don't really care who they get in role. They just want to get someone in that role and move on to the next job. So before I landed the role that I'm in now, I was working with a number of recruiters to find the next dream job or the right position for me. So I was working with one recruiter in particular, and she helped get me a number of interviews at a particular company. All seemed to go really well, but I didn't hear back from the company or from the recruiter for several weeks. And in my perspective, it seemed like the interviews had gone really well and that there was a good chance that I was going to get a salary offer from the company. But eventually I followed up with the recruiter and I finally found out from them that I didn't get the job and they changed their job description for that particular role. But had I not followed up with that recruiter, I would never have got that piece of information. I would have been absolutely left hanging. So it's super important that with whatever recruiter you decide to work with, follow up with them, keep them accountable and stay on them, because they're going to be the ones getting the answers from the company that you're interviewing with. You're not going to get that communication directly. Tip number three is to use the recruiter to get as much information as possible. Here's what I mean by that. So essentially, when they're prepping you to interview at a particular company, you really want to use that recruiter to understand what are the needs of this company. Why are they trying to fill this role? What are the goals for this particular role? Where's the company at now with their recruitment journey and with the team that you're going to be stepping into? Because the more information you can get from the recruiter about where this company's at and why they're hiring this particular role and what their goals are, the more that you can step into that job interview with a bit of background context about why they're filling this role, and that can help you position yourself as the right candidate. And tip number four is, while you're working with the recruiter, get them to work with you on your behavioral-based questions, answering any questions that might come up during the interview, but also get their feedback on your resume. Recruiters see a lot of resumes every single day as part of their role. They might be able to pick up something on your resume that could be a red flag or that could be improved to better your chances of landing that dream job that you're going after. Hope you found the video helpful. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you got value from this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.